The game may have changed, but we're still here. Indiana versus Oklahoma City, game 3. And the Pacers take this one in, I don't want to say commanding, because only for the last 5 minutes was it commanding. It wasn't a true commanding win in the same way Oklahoma City won game 2. That was a shellacking start to finish, and they picked apart every one of the Pacers' problems. I was going to do a video about it, and I realized it's kind of a blowout, and I don't want to talk about a blowout. Like, let's be real. You should probably like the video and subscribe if you're here. That'd be cool. Have a good one. This game for Indiana was a good comeback. For a lot of this game, it was tight. For a lot of this game, it was close. There was a moment at the end of the third quarter where I genuinely thought, that's it. OKC are going on a run, and it's over. They end the third quarter 89-84, I think. A slim 5-point lead, but OKC is the kind of team to take a 5-point lead and balloon it to a 20, right? We know this team. We've seen this team throughout the season, throughout the playoffs. This is who they are. It didn't happen that way, though, did it? I think OKC in this game, just to start off at the top of my notes, I think they did such a good job at limiting that Indiana fast play. I don't really know what to call it, because it's not necessarily transition. It's not necessarily a fast break. It's coming off an inbounds, but because Tyrese Halliburton skips the pass to the front court so quickly, it might as well be a fast break. It acts like a fast break, right? So they did a good job stopping that. There are points where they would just pick up Tyrese or get everyone back quickly, and I think that was great. The problem is, I think that lends itself into burning your players out a bit quick. And I think that was a big factor in this game, because down the stretch, it felt like Shai was tired. It felt like Chet was gassed. The only person offensively who I think could do anything in that last stretch of the game was J-Dub. Shai did not have a great, I think he shot, 33% in the last 6 minutes or so? Something along those lines. It wasn't great for OKC down the stretch, and I feel that is where my biggest gripe about this team is. When the game is bogged down and it's hard to get your looks that you're comfortable with, when Shai isn't allowed to be Shai, it's a bit tough for OKC to function, because that is their offensive engine. When a player like Chet goes 0 for 6 from the field, he's kind of useless, right? I mean, like, he can still be effective. He had 20 points in this game. 15 points came in the first half and 5 in the second. And quite frankly, that's just not enough. When this team is struggling like they were in that fourth quarter, you need guys like Chet to step up, because when Chet steps up, it gives more breathing room, right? Chet is the unicorn. Chet is the 7-foot big who can rain down threes, who can drive to the basket, who has virtually like such a crazy potential offensive game, right? We didn't see that here. We saw Chet get, quite frankly, sunned by Miles Turner, and there's another elephant in the room. Technically, there's 2 elephants in the room, one bigger than the other, but that I want to shout out for the Pacers here, and that's Benedict Mathurin, who is the biggest elephant in the room. Come on now, 27 points in 22 minutes is disgusting. And TJ McConnell. I think genuinely that play where he dribbles into traffic, he misses his own jump shot, it goes straight to Andrew Nembhard. Nembhard hits a 6-foot mid-range jump shot, which, because it's a hard shot, you're too far to drive in, the paint is packed, and it's not the best jump shot you can take. He gets that shot in, it goes, and TJ McConnell, OKC want to play fast. They want to get out because they see they have an advantage on the other side of the court. Cool. Alex Caruso, he's trying to inbound and get it to Shai. Shai isn't looking. TJ McConnell is in between them, and he just jumps the pass. Gets an easy layup there. And I feel like from that point on, it was Pacers basketball. It was off to the races. This team was gunning. The bench production in this game said enough. At halftime, it was 11-30 in bench points, because Benedict Mathurin, I think he had 14 points in that first half. Crazy performance from him. Like, going into this, right? Let's rewind a bit. After game 2, Tyrese Halliburton got a lot of flag, and understandably deserved, because he wasn't being aggressive enough. He wasn't finding his way to the basket. This Pacers team is 9-1 when Tyrese Halliburton shoots more than 15 shots. This Pacers team is also 7-1 when he scores over 20. When you could do both, so Tyrese Halliburton shot 17 shots, 22 points on the night, 9 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals, and 2 of those steals were just jumping the passing lanes of OKC. Some of these passes were just so lazy, where it's like, look, if he's done this already, once is enough to make you think, maybe I need to throw it with a bit more haste, with some more gusto, you know? Because you can't let that happen. I also want to shout out TJ McConnell because I didn't go through his stats in the same way I should have. 10 points, 5 assists, 1 rebound, 5 steals. 5 steals. At least 3 of those steals came from inbounds plays. This guy was everywhere and just gave the Pacers that extra oomph, you know? I feel like that, his performance here, Obi Toppin gave 8 points, 6 rebounds, that huge putback dunk towards the end of the game. Benedict Mathurin, 27 points. When you look at the bench point difference, it shows these guys were so willing to give everything. And I feel like every time I watch Benedict Mathurin, I don't know if it's because he has the same number, but I feel like he is the what we thought Jonathan Kuminga could be. A little bit haywire at times, a little bit, you know, he's not the smartest, he's not the best, but goddamn is he skilled. A driving, spinning fadeaway and one that he makes on, I think it was J-Dub. And at that point, I was like, oh, he is full of confidence. This is all gas, no brakes, Benedict Mathurin. What more can you say? Tyrese Halliburton was super aggressive this game, got to his shots. He doesn't shoot that many free throws, and I think I saw this in another video talking about it. Yeah, he didn't shoot a free throw this game, and I think he shot 1 free throw so far in this series. And to be honest, with Tyrese Halliburton and his game, it makes sense. He is not the type to drive to the line or drive into the paint, get 2 feet down, fake, yeah, he's gonna foul me, in the same way that Shai will. It's ethical basketball. I also want to shout out Miles Turner for the Pacers as well, because when you look at the box score, he did not have a great game. When you're box score watching only, he did not have a great game. 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 4 from deep. He did miss a lot of shots where I thought, wow, normally he makes those, but 5 blocks. When I said he sunned Chet Holmgren, this is what I mean. Any offensive player for the Oklahoma City Thunder was just redundant. Unemployed, bums, and that's because of Miles Turner. This man kept them honest. Hey, you're not getting in here for free. You're not getting in here and scoring on me. He kept his hands to himself, played great defense without fouling, end the game with 2 personal fouls. So 5 blocks, 2 fouls. That ratio is kind of nuts. I feel like when you look back at this series, game 1, okay, fine, that could have gone either way. They crumbled in the last 0.3 seconds. Fine, fair enough. It happens. You can just chalk that up to, you know what? They stole one from us. They did it to New York. They did it to Cleveland. They did it to Milwaukee. It's fine. It happens. That's what the Pacers do. Game 2 was a return to form for OKC. But this game 3, I felt like game 1 and 2, it was a Oklahoma City game. They were playing Oklahoma City Thunder basketball, at least for 95 minutes. I'm not going to do the numbers, but for at least 95 minutes, it was Oklahoma City Thunder basketball. I think the stats were, in those first 2 games, the Pacers only had the lead for 2 minutes. They were pretty much playing the way they want to play the whole time. This game, however, this was Pacers ball. They were running, they were gunning, they were tiring Shai out. Shai was exhausted. They full court pressed him until there was no more court left to press, right? This was how you slow Shai down. You play physical. You make him have to work for every possession. Every time he gets the ball, cool. Andrew Nembhard is in your nightmares and your dreams. It was the double teams that came off every time that Shai was in the post, and okay, cool, he's got Nembhard. And yes, Nembhard can hold his ground. You know, he can guard Shai. But what happens when Obi Toppin comes in? And yeah, there was one time he ran into him both hands first and fouled him and bailed him out. But points like that where you're like, okay, as soon as he turns, that's where the second help defender comes in, and there's not much Shai can do. Shai was limited to what, 24 points this night? 24 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, which is not very Shai-like at all. 9 of 20 from the field. He was not as efficient, and it was not the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander that we saw in game 1 and 2, right? That man in game 1 and 2 was a monster. This one, a bit neutered. I like that OKC did bounce back game 2. I do hope they get to bounce back game 4. As a neutral fan, I'm looking at this and being like, look, I just want an exciting final series. And so far, yeah, it's pretty good. This game was tight down to until it wasn't. Pretty much 5 minutes left into the 4th quarter. The big problems with OKC, I feel like they don't have a lot of scoring threats. They have guys who can score. Don't get me wrong. They don't have guys who are scoring threats outside of J-Dub and Shai. I don't know if I trust Chet Holmgren right now. I don't know if I trust him to get his own. In the first half, he was doing it. But the disappearing act kind of made you feel a bit redundant towards the end. And I think that's when it matters. Yeah, Alex Caruso, 2 of 2 from three-point line, and he's been shooting fantastic this series and I guess this whole playoff run, really. But I feel like they don't have anyone who can put the ball on the floor and say, okay, we're struggling a bit. They're going on a run. We need someone to answer. They don't have another guy in the same way that the Pacers do with Benedict Mathurin, with the Pacers do with Andrew Nembhard. Even Obi Toppin can put the ball on the floor. Aaron Nesmith, you can find him in the corner for threes. Sure, there doesn't seem to be guys who can put the ball on the floor and get you something consistently. This Indiana team has at least 4 of them. You know, TJ McConnell can do it in a pinch. Benedict Mathurin just spent 22 minutes doing it there. Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Pascal Siakam, they can do it night in, night out. They have so many different guys, so many different looks. It's crazy. I think that's it for me. My throat is actually starting to hurt from all the yapping I've done. This is 14 minutes of yap. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I promise I will be back for Game 4. Game 4 is also on Friday. Like, it's not even that far away. Like, we're here now, pretty much. But yeah, I hope you have a good day. Take good care of yourself. Indiana. Who knew? If you like the video, feel free to give it a like. If you liked it that teeny tiny bit more, you know, the subscription button is somewhere. It's somewhere here. It's underneath. That would be cool to press. Like, that would be great, right? You know, you stuck this far out. Surely you want to watch it. Take good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.